Hello everybody, welcome back to Toxikk, build 0.95, we're still in Ginger, and I am super late on this video. I really apologize. I wanted to make this sooner. I wanted to hop in and show you guys off this fucking amazing patch, but I've been moving like halfway across the country, at least north-south wise, and I haven't had internet for like a week. It was supposed to come last week, and it just got here today as of filming this. So hopefully this video will be up either later today or tomorrow, and because I'm like, what, 11 days late, something like that, I don't really expect this video to do as well as, say, the previous few have. But, reactor guys, community managers, whatever, if you still want to, like, throw it up on, your Facebook page or whatever you want to do, if you feel it's, high quality enough like the last one, feel free to do so. But I do apologize for being late, but I am happy to be back finally with internet and jumping into here. So we're going to go over the patch, and we're going to go over a couple of other few things I've been kind of wanting to touch on in the past couple of Toxikk videos now that more content's out. So the first thing before I jump into the patch is I wanted to showcase some more of these amazing creations that some of you guys are putting up on the workshop. Like, there is some super cool maps, modifiers, all kinds of stuff going up, and I had a lot of fun with that. If you see these kind of maps and stuff, they were recorded before the patch, so maybe some of the features and stuff aren't there completely, but I've had a lot of fun with them. Big maps, small maps. Some of them look more or less like, they reuse some assets from other maps in Toxikk, and some of them are just straight ports from like Unreal Tournament 1, but they're still fun to mess around with no matter which ones. So I'll show off a little bit here, and I'm sure I'll get back to a few more at the end of the video when I run out of B-roll for for the patch. But keep the good stuff coming. I love the Quake skeletons. I love all the maps you guys are coming out with. There's some, like I said, some really good quality stuff. And one of the features in this patch is now you can actually enable a lot of that on public servers. So that's good. The community gets to experience more of that. So I just wanted to give a shout out to that. Keep the good stuff coming, and I'll definitely keep playing it. So well done. So let's jump into the patch itself. This is a big one. This is another huge one, and they ended up rounding off a lot of more content on this one. So the first thing I wanted to get to is the main menu. You probably saw at the beginning of the video. It looks fucking amazing. That's awesome. A lot better than the static, couple pictures that were moving in the background. Now, if you go to options and video and whatnot, it's still the old picture, but that's fine. But yeah, it looks top. So that's, like I said, quite a bit better looking than than the old static pictures that it would, go between what the Exocom or Dreos guy and what, like the vehicles or something. I can't even remember, but this is a lot better. And as you can see on the main menu, there's a lot more armor. All those pictures that they teased, I don't know, a few months back showing off, there was like the Emperor and a bunch of other types of armors. They're now available. And I don't know exactly how they're going to be handled at launch. It was my understanding that these were going to be like, I don't know, rank unlocks. That was pretty much the progression system, was nothing but appearance. So maybe I'm high enough rank to get some of these. Maybe there's more of them coming. Maybe it does say there's only 6 right now, but I would say that they're available to everyone right now, and at full release you'll have to unlock them as you go, because ranks and all that will be reset, I'm sure. I don't know that for certain, just throwing my ideas out there, but every one of them look amazing. I mean, I still like the stock Exocom and Dreos armor, if that's how you say that. I don't know, never. I'm the only person I've ever heard speak it, but everything else looks freaking phenomenal. I can't talk. You can tell I haven't recorded a video in a long time. It did kind of take some getting used to, like, looking for them, when playing bot matches, but I did get used to it eventually. But they look freaking sweet. So I'd love to see what you guys come up with next as far as progression goes. Also, as far as menu type stuff goes, they changed boot camp into solo play, and then you go into 2 separate options of contracts or boot camp. So contracts is not available yet, but basically it's going to be a single player mode, which they teased, and it's supposed to come out next patch, which I really hope so, because I'm really hyped about this. I love any type of single-player content, and with Doom out now and it being a fantastic arena shooter, I'm all about arena shooter single players. So this will be basically kind of how Titanfall did it, where you play multiplayer maps, but there's like a narrative going on that kind of connects everything. But I'm sure this one will be done better, and I look forward to that. So that's there. It just isn't implemented yet. And of course, boot camp's the same. Now on to the real meat of this patch. So there's 2 new maps, and they could not be more different from one another in pretty much every aspect. So the first one I'll cover is called Cube, and it's basically just that. It's kind of like 2 or 3 different sections of, squares, and it's tiny. It was hectic as shit with just 8 players, of course, bot players. And it was a lot of fun, though. What they do advertise about this map in particular is that, number one, this is like old school hardcore arena maps. It's super low polygon, and therefore you should get insane performance on it. And running a GTX 980 Ti 1080p maxed out, I hover around that maximum of 240 frames per second a lot of the time. So I think even lower end hardware, you put the specifications at the right point, you should be able to run this map really well. So if you have higher end hardware and a 144 hertz monitor, especially if it has G-Sync or FreeSync, this map ought to look and run fantastic. So that's pretty cool, and also gives an opportunity for people with lower end hardware to enjoy really good performance. And it's a fun map. It really is. I kind of suck, and I don't understand really how to get to that speed shot in the middle, but that's new as well. That's a new power up. At least it was from the last time since I covered it. But it's fun to play around with, and I can definitely see this becoming more of like the tournament style 1v1 or 2v2 map. So well done on that. The big map is called Citadel, and that one's the new cell capture mode. And you could probably tell what map this is emulating. It's facing worlds, but performance is not exactly as good as this cube, and I didn't expect it to run as well. Obviously it's huge, but I didn't really have this much problem running, say, Twin Peaks, and kind of made me wonder. So I fished around in the NVIDIA control panel. I turned on prefer maximum performance for this particular game, and it did boost up about 10 to 15 FPS, but I think I'm running into a CPU bottleneck here. If you watch the channel at all, you'll see that I transferred my rig into a smaller mini ITX build, and I'm running quite a bit weaker CPU just because I wanted to do this, cheaply for the summer. That's why I moved. And I think it's like, because it's cut down, like a full gigahertz from 4.5 to 3.5, it's probably bottlenecking this particular type of map because it's bigger. There's a lot of polygons, that sort of thing. So the performance you're seeing, don't be afraid. At least I wouldn't be, even though this is a 980 Ti and it's barely keeping up 60 FPS, even when I turn it down to, like medium to high settings. If you have a decent CPU, it's probably going to run it better than I am currently. So when I get back to my full tower, I'll be able to tell you, tell you for sure. But whatever you're getting on Twin Peaks, I would say is probably you're going to get maybe 10 to 15% less on this map. Hopefully there's some more optimizations they can do, but performance, that's about that. It's not great, but it's, kind of to be expected. What is great is the new battle mech they added, the Demon. So that ends all the vehicles. All the vehicles are currently in the game. And I didn't really expect another vehicle, but I'm glad they put this one in because it is a perfect fit. It is so much better and more fun to use than, say, like the Halo Mantis. It's got kind of like a hover jetpack ability. Obviously your machine guns, and kind of like a volley of missiles that can be absolutely devastating towards both infantry and other vehicles. There's some fun, mech on mech fights. There's some fun aircraft on mech fights. It's a lot of fun to use. And honestly, I think they could stand to turn the spawn time down a little bit, but I'm not complaining. I'm just saying from a competitive standpoint, if someone's good with it, you can absolutely wreck house with it, but it's really cool. So well done on the Demon. I think it fits the game a lot better than, say, like a tank would. So I'm really happy with that. Awesome job. You can probably also hear in some of these maps that there's a lot of new music, so they keep rolling in new types of music. They have like a new intro, different ambient tracks in the in the game, in the matches itself. So that sounds really good. And for this video in particular, I turned down some of the sound effects and that sort of shit, so you guys hopefully can hear it a little bit better. But all the new music is good. It fits in, and I like it a lot. Some of the other more minor things. The speed shot, obviously, which hopefully that'll make it in. I didn't pick it up except for a couple times, but there is I think there was a modifier in that you could do that permanently with all weapons. So it basically works like that. It's just a limited time pickup. There's also, now you can vote for rematches to actually replay the map instead of having to go through and pick a different map and then hopefully go back to it the one after that. So now you can actually go just replay it, which I wanted to do since the beginning on a lot of those game modes. So that's good. You should also be able to see the enemy's name in your HUD when you aim at them, which I didn't really pay attention to at first, but that is a thing, so that's cool. And like I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of custom content support on dedicated servers, so that's good. You got to enter some, different commands and strings of bullshit if you run one of those, but it doesn't look too hard. I'm not someone who, runs dedicated servers, but that's one thing you can do. There's a few other fixes and general stuff like being able to switch teams and some more stuff for the SDKK that most of you probably aren't going to worry about if you're just worrying about playing the game like I am. But it's there, and you can read it more on the Toxikk page, updates and all that stuff if you would like. So that's a patch in a nutshell. 2 really cool new maps. Hopefully one of them gets a little bit better performance later on as they tweak it. I think we were supposed to have a third one called Eargees or something like that. I can't remember the name of it. It had a really screwed up spelling, but I think it got pushed back at the last minute. So, I would have liked to seen it, but 2 really good maps is unexpected. I thought we were only going to get one decent one, but they were both really good. So that's fine. Get it out whenever you can. So this patch really was focused on, I feel like, polishing what was already there and just adding a few more pieces of content here and there. Having stupid little things like changing your appearance and, more music and just a flashier main menu does make it feel more AAA and more polished and more worth its price tag, even though at the end of the day they're not really affecting gameplay all that much. It's more the maps and the vehicles and all the weapons that really do, but it's nice to have. It gives you a certain feel when playing it, so it's just as welcomed. And I hope there's a couple more things they add, before release, but like I said, I'm feeling like it's starting to get, it's starting to be worth its price tag, so hopefully that will make the player population pick up here soon. And I did see, they're putting out more YouTube videos and hopefully trying to advertise a little bit more. I don't know exactly what Reactor's marketing plan is, but I really hope that they, pick up more players as we go along. And like I said, I'll keep covering this game until it comes out completely. And if there's any more major updates, if there's just like a fix or something like that, I'm not going to cover it. But if there's, a big map pack or something that's released, I'll absolutely cover that. So hopefully this game comes out sooner rather than later, fully. I would like to be able to enjoy it as kind of my guilty pleasure arena shooter, because I'm going to be playing a lot of single-player stuff this summer. But I'm hoping that they can stick more or less to their schedule and it comes out before summer. But I won't hold my breath, because this came out January 2015 and it was supposed to be done in 6 months. But not that I blame them. It's a big project, and they should be proud of what they have so far. So yeah, that's all I've got. Apologies once again for this being so late. This is as soon as I could get it out, because my ISP down here sucks ass. But good speeds, good connection, good reliability, but the install and stuff like that was kind of a fucking nightmare. So apologies for that. Thanks guys for watching once again, and like I said, I'll roll out another one whenever we get the next patch in. But for now, I want to enjoy this one. Hope you guys do too. Thanks for watching. Bye.